So, first video on my channel, whatever the fuck this is. Like, I'm not gonna monetize any of this or promote it. I'm literally just putting it out there because I can't stop fucking talking. So I thought, why not put all of those thoughts into video format in case I happen to solve world hunger or something with all of these thoughts. Hence why it's Musings of a postmodern punk, because, well, I'm used to be a little fucking punk, and now I'm stuck in the postmodern age, and yeah, these are all just musings. So honestly, I thought I'd just jump straight into it. Let's talk about God and the devil, because I was just watching a video about this today that made me like really think about this shit. So I think they were talking about Percy Shelley, who he was married to Mary Shelley, who wrote I think she wrote Frankenstein and shit. If I'm wrong, if anyone sees this, then put it in the comments and tell me how wrong I am. But yeah, so they were talking about Percy Shelley, and he wrote a book. I'm not going to go into detail about it because I don't know a whole lot, but the idea was it was romanticizing Satan. And basically one of the big quotes or taglines from that book is, "It is better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven." So this kind of sparks the conversation about the idea of modern Satanism versus modern Christianity, which, you know, Christianity is heavily based on service. You serve God, you serve your fellow man, you know, in ways you serve the government, you serve the greater good. And then modern Satanism comes from the perspective of individual liberty. So you serve only yourself. And it's weird that it's a point of contention, right? That like both of those ideas are good. In fact, it should be both. But we pick sides. Like, it's like, oh, you know, in order to serve others, you must not serve yourself. And I just find it funny because I'm one of those kind of like, I believe in like that yin and yang, like there's no good without the bad, right? And it just makes me laugh that it's like, well, that ideology, that teaching to serve yourself is fucking good teaching. Like, if you spent your whole life in service to others and others only, you would be taken advantage of, because there are people who only serve themselves. That being said, if you only served yourself, you would never be able to serve others. So to me, it's about balance, and there's people talking about like, oh, this, you know, libertarian idea of individual liberty is taking away our God, like, you know, it's taking away our, you know, our ideology. We're you know, we're meant to be serving others and God, and well, why not both? Why don't you serve God and the greater good, and also acknowledge that yourself is a valuable asset that you should be advocating for? Because no one else is going to fucking advocate for you, and God's not going to advocate for you. God would tell you, get up and advocate for yourself. Not that I'm overly religious, like I believe in, look at this guy ruining my video. But yeah, not that I'm overly religious. I kind of believe that there's truth in all religions, and that they're also simultaneously all bullshit. So being in that frame of mind, for me, it's like, there's value in the Satanist ideology of individual liberty, of personal power, but there's also value in serving others and serving the greater good. So it's like, why do we separate these two things? You know, if God created all and Satan's one of his angels, how do we know that Satan isn't just his agent? Satan's just been employed by God to do all the things that God can't do for people. Support their individual liberty, help them make selfish decisions that may affect others negatively, but will serve themselves and the people they meet in the future better in the long run. Anyway, just some musings.